Hello and welcome to Your Stocks. I'm Nigel D'Souza and with me is Sumaira Abadi, and it's looking very good for the Nifty at this point of time. We've moved into the red, but just take a look at where we are. We're at the high point of the day. The Nifty sitting with a gain of close to around 35 points as we speak. Tata Motors has moved in the last few minutes. So that's the intraday chart of Tata Motors. Let's get it up for you on the screen. Tata Motors has moved very well. And just take a look at the Bank Nifty. At one point of time, it was down 175 points. Now it's on the verge of moving into the green. A couple of big banking stocks should be up for you. Pull up an ICICI Bank. Let's pull up an HDFC Bank as well. They form bulk of the weightage on the Bank Nifty, so they should have recovered from the low point of the day. That's ICICI Bank. Yes, that's recovered close to around 1.5%. And HDFC Bank as well has started moving higher, on the verge of moving into the green. SBI as well. That's another around 15% weightage on the Bank Nifty, so that one as well should be up for you on the screen. And if it wasn't for ITC, then we would be down. We're close to around half of the Nifty's gains are on the back of ITC. ITC pulling the Nifty up by close to 15 points, and we're higher by only around 30 points. And the mid-cap index as well doing a relative outperformance on Mera today, higher with a gain of close to around 0.5%.
Right, Nigel, I think you mentioned Tata Motors. There's also news coming in. Ronojoy has actually filed a story where he learned from sources that actually Cyrus Mistry, the man at the helm of affairs, is scripting a turnaround plan for the passenger vehicles business, and there's a new strategy in that space that they're looking at to actually boost sales. We'll try and get more details from Ronojoy on this in just a bit, but you can see some of the details also flashing for you right now, and Tata Motors reacting positively to this news flow. But till we get Ronojoy, for the moment, let's welcome our two experts on the show. Mayuresh Joshi of Angel Broking and Nuresh Mirani of Asian Market Securities join in to answer all the stock queries on the show this afternoon. So, gentlemen, good afternoon to both of you. Our first viewer is Devinder Singh, who is called in on the line from New Delhi. Hi, sir. How can we help you? Mr. Singh? Mr. Singh, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
How can we help you, sir?
Hello. Actually, I want to know about the ONGC feature.
Okay.
I have a 50 shares at the rate of 320.
Okay.
And currently it's now 230 is the price. Is there any in a near term will we go up, or what is the future of that?
In the near term, so are you a trader?
Yeah. No, I'm not a trader, but I want to know about that. Is it be a right time to accumulate it, or shall I hold for? I can hold it for another 2 to 3 years.
Okay, actually,
the time horizon, I have no issue for that.
Okay, just this morning, actually, we spoke to the management of ONGC, and they are actually saying that gas production in FY16 will be lower, although oil production could be higher than target for this year. But Mayuresh, what's your call on ONGC for someone who could hold on for 2 to 3 years? I mean, he's okay to actually take action now. He's okay to hold on for the next 2 to 3 years. What would the advice be?
Afternoon, Sumaira. So clearly, I think that time horizon will need to be kept in mind by the investor, predominantly based on two aspects. I think the crude oil realization that we're probably witnessing at the current juncture, expecting Brent to remain probably in a wide range between 40 to 60. That has a profound impact in terms of how the top line for ONGC grows. And as the management was mentioning on your channel in the morning, I think gas production is expected to be lower in FY16. Again, from a structural long-term perspective, I think the government policy note coming through in terms of how the revenue sharing will come through, I think that's structurally positive for a lot of these companies. But again, in terms of core earnings coming through, I think the stock will largely underperform because of these two basic reasons. So clearly, I think you need to keep that time horizon in place. Whether it's the right time to accumulate, probably in the next few months, you might have a staggered way of approaching the stock. So in the next 2 to 3 months, on whatever decline you see in the stock, have few quantities added up. But then I think you'll need to hold on for 2 to 3 years to actually see some amount of respite in terms of earnings coming through for ONGC.
All right, then that's a call on ONGC, but just take a look at ITC at this point of time. The stock is moving very well. It's moved to the high point of the day, and it's taken the Nifty with it as well. So just pull up ITC, you'll see that stock has moved very well. Bosch as well, not a big weightage on the Nifty, but that as well has recovered from the low point of the day. So just pull up Bosch, and now the Bank Nifty on the verge of moving into the green. It's down only around 10 points as we speak. But let's get to our next caller. We have Shyam Sundar Chawla, who calls us from Haryana. He has investments in SBI. Hi sir, good afternoon. आपका सवाल क्या है sir?
मेरा सवाल ये, मेरे पास 300 शेयर SBI के हैं, 330 रुपए के भाव मैंने परचेज किए।
ओह नो, ओके।
हाँ जी।
और सर आप लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर है?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
All right. Naresh, let me come across to you for this one. Unfortunately, he's bought it at around 330. He's losing close to around 25,000 rupees at this point of time. Should he hang in there? Does SBI have that possibility that it can bounce back? And he's a long-term investor, so he has time on his side. Naresh?
Able to hear you properly.
All right, Naresh, I'll just get you the query. We have an investor who's bought SBI. He's bought 300 shares of SBI at a price of around 330 rupees. We should get that played up for you on the screen as well. He's a long-term investor. He wants to know whether or not he should hang in there for the long term.
So if we look at SBI over the last few months, every time the stock has gone to 230 to 250 levels and found a lot of support around those areas. But at the same time, the stock has not been able to turn around. So at current levels, we would wait for a momentum about 255, 260 levels to indicate a trend change. But given the support and the base made in the last few months, I would consider a hold at current levels, even with a view of next 3 to 6 months or even 1 year also. So I would suggest a hold at current levels.
Alright, so that's the advice, hold at current levels. Up next, our next caller we have is Aditya, who joins us on the line from Mumbai. Aditya, what's your query?
Yeah, I have 100 shares of HDFC Limited.
Okay.
I bought it at 1100 rupees.
Alright.
And I can hold it for next 6 months.
Okay.
So what do you recommend? At what value should I sell it? What would be the best value within next 6 months?
Okay, are you generally an investor or a trader? Do you have other stocks, or is this amongst your first foray into the market?
Yeah, I'm an investor, but I have other stocks also, such as Infosys, L&T.
Okay, so you have like quite a good portfolio of blue chips. Mayuresh, what's the advice for him? He's got HDFC and the time horizon he's looking at is 6 months. Is it too short for a stock like HDFC?
Oh, absolutely, Samara. So again, I think it's one stock that should be in your portfolio if you're a long-term investor. But clearly, since he's having a time horizon of 6 months, the numbers again have been a little bit disappointing as per street estimates. So clearly, the bottom line disappointed. The AUM growth that we saw on a year-on-year basis was something that the street was not expecting, and this was primarily because of the loan growth. I think the retail loan growth was quite stupendous, but again, I think the non-retail portion did not grow in terms of expectations that the street had. So again, the spreads at 2.33%, the margins at 4.1%, largely in line with estimates, 71 bips in terms of how the asset quality has panned out, largely in line again. Again, I think in terms of valuations that HDFC derives is at a significant premium to what the market derives. So clearly at a price to book of around 4.6, 4.8 at the current juncture, the performance over the next 2 quarters might be a little bit tepid. Yes, the cost of funds have come down to 9.19%, but clearly I think from a 6-month perspective, you cannot see significant returns happening onto this stock. So an alternate probably in a 6-month time horizon can be something like an HDFC Bank. Our own belief is that strong earnings growth in excess of 20% can be exhibited by the bank over the next few quarters. Asset quality has been extremely strong, the capital adequacy remains strong, and the premium valuations that HDFC Bank gets are probably justified in the kind of environment that we're going through. So again, I think maybe exit on rallies over the next few months if it reaches levels of 1250, 1300 on HDFC. Probably look to switch in HDFC Bank, which can deliver excellent returns over the next 3 to 4 quarters.
Alright, and now let's get to that big story we've been tracking on Tata Motors and their turnaround plans which are being scripted.
Welcome back. Then as we speak, Jubilant Foodworks has taken off. That stock is higher with a gain of close to around 5%, though the Nifty has come off a tad bit from the high point of the day. But let's get to our next query. We have Dhananjay Patel, who calls us from Maharashtra. He has investments in India Bulls Housing Finance. Hi Dhananjay, good afternoon. How can we help you?
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार. आपका सवाल क्या है सर?
जी हाँ सर, मेरा नाम है धनंजय गावड़े, नॉट पाटिल.
ओके सर, सॉरी.
नो प्रॉब्लम. हाँ सर, हिंदी में बात कर सकते हो?
श्योर सर. आपका सवाल क्या है?
सर, मैंने इंडिया बुल हाउसिंग फाइनेंस लिया है
जी
610 में फ्राइडे को.
अरे वाह. ऑलराइट.
लिया है.
सुपर्ब. ओके.
तो उसके बारे में मुझे पूछना था कि शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए रखूं या ना रखूं।
ऑलराइट, धनंजय जी आप लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर है?
जी लॉन्ग टर्म बोल तो आप बताइए मुझे, शॉर्ट टर्म रखूं, शॉर्ट टर्म रखने के लिए कितना लगेगा, क्या स्टॉप लॉस रखूं
ऑलराइट,
और टारगेट क्या रखूं, और लॉन्ग टर्म रखना है या नहीं?
लेकिन जरूरत पड़ा तो लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर हो सकते हैं।
जी हाँ सर।
Alright, Mayuresh, what's your take? We have Dhananjay here. He had the guts. He went out there. He bought it at around 610. He's making some money. He wants to know whether or not he should hold it for the short term. He's making some money on the bounce, or should he just hang in there for the long term and make a lot of money?
So Nigel, I'll answer the question in Hindi for his convenience. तो क्लियरली अगर आप देखें तो इंडिया बुल्स हाउसिंग फाइनेंस के जैसे नंबर्स आए थे, नंबर्स काफी एनकरेजिंग थे, लेकिन जैसे इन्होंने एक्विजिशन का एक अनाउंसमेंट किया था, आई थिंक काफी एनालिस्ट के मन में यही दिक्कत आ रही थी कि एनालिस्ट कैसे फंड करने वाले हैं, वेदर दिस इज वन एनालिस्ट एक्विजिशन दैट विल वैल्यू एड टू देयर कोर बिजनेस। कोर बिजनेस अच्छी तरह से ग्रो हो रहा है, इनका एडवांसेस ग्रोथ हैज बीन गुड। अगर आप स्प्रेड्स और मार्जिन देखें वो भी अच्छी खासी हैं। रेट कट की वजह से आई थिंक जो कॉस्ट ऑफ फंडिंग की जैसे HDFC की बात कर रहे थे हम, उसमें भी एक पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट दिखेगा। सो आपका अगर शॉर्ट टर्म का व्यू है तो यू कैन पॉसिबली एग्जिट द स्टॉक ऑन रैलीज, क्योंकि आई थिंक आउट परफॉर्मेंस अगर ये एक्विजिशन गो थ्रू होता है तो शायद नहीं दिखने मिले। इफ यू आर अ लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर यू नीड टू प्रॉब्ली कीप ऑन हराइजन ऑफ 2 years, क्योंकि जैसे यील्ड्स इंप्रूव होंगी आई थिंक बैलेंस शीट ग्रोथ विल इंप्रूव सिग्निफिकेंटली। हाउएवर आई थिंक मीडियम टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव से इफ द एक्विजिशन गोज थ्रू दैट विल हैव सम अमाउंट ऑफ इंपैक्ट ऑन कोर EPS। ऑल्टरनेट सजेशन अगर आप में में अगर दे सकता हूं फ्रॉम अ मीडियम टू लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव इज समथिंग लाइक LIC हाउसिंग फाइनेंस। वहां पे ग्रोथ काफी अच्छी हुई थी, एडवांसेस हैव ग्रोन एट 18%। अगर आप एसेट क्वालिटी देखें तो GNP is at 0.6 and net NPA is at around 0.33. Clearly I think spreads have improved और margins जो आए थे 2.56 पे compared to 2.23 were far better. Cost of funds has come down to 9.29%, जो मुझे लगता है incrementally positive होगा, क्योंकि floating rate का इनका जो एक market share है within the overall scenario is close to around 35%. So we are expecting earnings growth of 20.5% for LIC housing अगले 1 से 2 सालों में, और हमें लगता है तो प्राइस टू बुक ऑफ 2.1 2.2 काफी अट्रैक्टिवली प्लेस्ड है। तो अगर ऑल्टरनेट चॉइस चाहिए आपको तो LIC हाउसिंग विद अ टारगेट ऑफ 570 over the next 12 months.
Alright, on that note, we need to take a very quick break. We'll come back in a bit, answer some more stock queries. Our two experts, Nuresh and Mayuresh, are going to stay on with us. So do stay tuned to your stocks. Hi, welcome back. You're with your stocks for the market. Well, things are looking good. 78.50 almost on the Nifty now. It's up about a 0.5% for the frontliners. The mid-cap index is keeping up with gains of nearly 0.6%. And what's doing well this hour? You might want to pull up Power Grid. That has seen a bit of a up move suddenly. So that's gained about 1%, I think, almost in the last 15-20 minutes odd. Another one is GAIL as well as M&M, and it looks like Grasim too could be heading into the green anytime soon. Let's get back to answering some of our queries. We have Dinesh Khatri, who's now on the line with us from Gujarat. Hi Dinesh जी, क्या सवाल है आपका?
नमस्कार, मैंने आइनॉक्स लीजर के 125 शेयर 230 के भाव से दिवाली से एक दिन पहले ही लिए थे।
ओके।
हाँ, मुझे उसमें और निवेश करना है, तो क्या मैं इसी शेयर में इन्वेस्ट करूं या मेरी पसंद का एक और से रिको ऑटो है उसमें निवेश करूं?
रिको ऑटो?
हाँ, मेरा नजरिया 1 साल का है।
Okay, so first let me get the technical analyst on this. Nuresh, how is Inox Leisure looking to you on the charts? Should he buy in some more at these levels? And the other stock that he's identified is Rico Auto. Is that a good buy, or is there something that you'd like to suggest?
See, in case of Inox Leisure, the stock has been in a good uptrend for the last few years. So I would consider a buy on Inox Leisure at current levels at 220, 225. At the same time, Rico Auto has been sideways for quite some time. So till the time we don't see any fresh triggers, it won't come up on the buy list. So as of now, I would suggest to buy into Inox Leisure.
All right, thanks so much Nuresh and Mayuresh for joining in today and giving us all your views on all those stocks. But the Nifty as well did do quite well in this last half hour odd. With that, we have completely run out of time on the show. Do remember to keep sending us your queries. We're posting it on a Money Control message board. Stay tuned. Closing bell will take us through the last hour of trade.